This will either shock you or just remind you that this film exists, but did you know, back in 2004, there was an alternative version of Anchorman released? And while you could sort of say this about the alternative joke / unrated versions of both Anchorman and its sequel, a sequel that sits in a special museum, this alternative version saw Ron Burgundy and the news team take on a domestic lowercase t terrorism group, the Alarm Clock.
The truth can be set free, and the people of this city can wake up!
What the hell is this? What am I watching? Well, this storyline was actually in the original Anchorman film, but due to a lot of not so favourable test screenings, the alarm clock angle was taken out, and reshoots about a pregnant panda helped sew the cut back up. Anchorman Wake Up Ron Burgundy was an attempt to place the alarm clock back in, and the result is this strange alternative version of Anchorman made up of some scenes you'll have seen before.
The Bride and the Pirate. Yes, it's...
Other scenes will seem familiar, but were alternative takes.
I ate a whole bunch of fiberglass insulation. It wasn't cotton candy like that guy said. Oh, my stomach's itchy.
And some deleted scenes too.
Over there is the San Diego Observatory. It's on the highest point of the city. I've always had a dream of doing a broadcast from there.
All sewed together by additional narration.
Sharon, damn it, Sharon. I'm recording narration. Turn that phone off.
So we should all be on the same page now. It should look something similar to Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, because the stitching on this film it does look a bit monstrous sometimes. So, when exactly does this film take place? Ron and Veronica are happy co-anchors, so is this a sequel? But Ron gets jealous of Veronica's success, so similar to the first film? So maybe it's like this film starts around here in the original film? So, what is this alternative story about? In an attempt to one-up her, Ron steals a story she's been working on.
All right, team, I've got a hot lead right here.
Really? Well, where'd you get it?
Stole it from Corningstone.
Figuring out who is behind the alarm clock, a gang of bank robbers spouting quips of a manifesto.
It's time to let the truth ring out and wake up all the squares!
Soon after, Ron and the team are on the streets.
I'm Ron Burgundy, San Diego, and it's time to rip the lid off of it!
Pulling off a surprise interview with the alarm clock leader.
I think you must have the wrong house.
Do I have the wrong house?
Yeah, there's a Hauser lives across the street.
Oh, well, that's a deceptive ploy, isn't it? I'd knock you in the hip.
All right, let's try over here.
Are you the leader of a radical group known as the Alarm Clock?
No.
Sorry to have bothered you. All right, guys, let's get that cable up and let's just shove out of here. We should... What? Oh. Then how do you explain this clear voice match between you and the man in the security cam footage?
Maybe the alarm clock is going off! You're gonna pay for this, Ron Burgundy! Let the truth ring out!
Follow him with the camera.
Boy, he's fast. He took the van.
Oh,
My God, he is a member of the alarm clock. This is fun.
Once this story goes live, Ron is fired for accidentally aiding the escape of the leader of the alarm clock via the theft of a news van, stealing another anchor's story, and frankly messing up a whole police operation. Okay, so he's fired, which means we're here in the timeline, but the narrator says...
Ron was fired that night by Ed Harkin. And once again, he hit bottom.
So maybe this is a sequel, I guess? Right, anyway, same sort of thing happens. The city hates Ron, he gets a beard, and then Veronica is kidnapped by the alarm clock who plan to make her read out their manifesto to the city via the stolen news van. After hearing of her kidnapping, Ron remembers his dream of broadcasting to the whole city and figures out where she's being kept.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy.
And assembles the news team, like in the original film. So it's about here, just forget it. I don't know when this film takes place. So a rescue attempt is made, seeing the team traverse the wild San Diego wilderness to the observatory. I'll leave the rest of the story for you to watch, as it's all quite entertaining. So while this is a botched job of a film, it's coherent enough to still enjoy. And for anyone who liked Anchorman, I very much would recommend getting your hands on it and giving it a watch. It's very rare to see the footage of a failed test screening for any film, but Wake Up Ron Burgundy doesn't just reintroduce the alarm clock, there's a few other elements that it brings back in from the original script. Like the news channel's boss Ed Harkin and the aggressively growing antics of his son continue on from the original film into this one with an actual appearance of said son played by Justin Long.
Suppose you want to be like your friend who's so proud of himself because he's considered a model prisoner.
Spider at least has a good heart.
Champ Kind, while clearly having a thing for Ron in the original film, is way more aggressive with that same love.
I'm always thinking about you, Ron. I have dream journals about you, filled pages.
Which definitely had more of a follow-up in the sequel. And lastly, the inclusion of Ron's mentor, the nature-loving Jess Moondragon.
Magnificent. Mother Nature sure got up on the right side of bed today, huh? I'd like to take Mother Nature to a sleazy motel and go in the bedroom and do things you can only do in Bangkok.
All right, I'm gonna have to stop you there. You're making me very uncomfortable.
Why don't you take a naked nature walk with me? It'd cheer you up.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
None of these additions really go anywhere, and it kind of just helps the film get to its 1 hour 30-minute running time. Well, I guess Jess Moondragon does give them quad bikes, so not all deviations are equal. But that's Wake Up Ron Burgundy. Interesting, isn't it? An enjoyable look at what could have been. Although the original script of Anchorman did see the news team go up against ninja star-wielding orangutans, so somewhere out there in the ever-expanding universe, maybe that film exists? So, what other films with large reshot elements would you like to see alternative versions of? Personally, I'm still very curious about Lord and Miller's version of Han Solo. To be honest, I feel like there's like half a dozen alternative versions of Star Wars films these days. Right then, I'm off. So, thank you all for watching. If this is the second or third video of mine you have enjoyed, please do consider subscribing. It'd be great to see you for the next one. But until then, make sure you don't bump into any bank robbers wielding manifestos, and I'll see you next time under the moons. See you later.